All right, guys, we're gonna be putting a Fleece coolant bypass on a 6.7 truck. I'll try to get some clips. Gotta take this water neck off, then you gotta get back in there the back and push out the freeze plug. So it's pretty tough. Transmission's still in the truck, but it can be done. I'll try to get some clips of how I'm gonna get it out, put the bypass on and everything, get the bolts tight. But I'll jump off here and get me a little game plan going, and then I'll jump back on here and show y'all guys what I came up with. All right, guys, so I got the coolant draining out of it. Get started here. Probably gonna drain, I think probably 3 gallons will get it low enough. I might do 4, but check down here and see how low it's getting. It's barely moved, so it's gonna take a little while. All right, guys, so I just put the spacer in there. I just unhooked my temperature sensor and this exhaust pressure port. And I had to undo this. You have to bend this line just a little bit to get it back in there. It's not bad, it just needs pulled forward just a touch. But I'll get down there and look at the back side now. And before I start in it, I'll show you all the tools I'm gonna use to get that plug out. I don't know if you guys can see it there, but it's right at the center of that light. I can't get my phone up there. But I'm gonna use a pry bar just right in the edge of it. And you can touch it off from the top, so it's not that big of a deal after you get the plug out. All right, there you guys can see it pretty good. I got it over here on the GoPro over here on the downpipe side. Up here sitting beside the downpipe. So I might be able to get y'all a decent video being able to see it. I'm gonna go over here to the other side and start hitting on it. It's starting to go, guys, just a little bit. It's moved. It's pretty hard to get a good lick on it. This bar is just a touch too long. What I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna get a magnet. I'm gonna get a magnet here and just put on it. That way, if it does fall into the motor, I'll have something on it. So I can fish it back up out and get a set of pliers on it. Just like so. Okay, now I'm gonna get a screwdriver and put in there and just pry it a little bit. Try to get it sideways. All right, guys, as you can see, I got it sideways. Just gonna grab a pair of pliers and pull it on out. if you guys got to see that or not. GoPro fell down, but I just ended up getting it sideways. This is the bar I ended up using to get it sideways. About a 2-foot bar and a smaller hammer so I could actually hit on it. Then when it got sideways, I slapped that magnet on it. Don't know if you guys seen that or not because my GoPro fell and I didn't know. But I put that magnet on it just so if it did fall in the block, I could still get it up. And then when it got sideways, you know, I just grabbed it there and worked it back and forth with my hands a little bit and pulled it right out. Alright guys, so this is what I'm going to use. This is a tire bar. I'm just going to put this up in that top with that curved bit over in that top far corner and tap on it. See how it goes. If I push it in the block, I guess I'll be pulling the transmission to get it out. And here it is guys, this is how I had it in there. Had this magnet pushed down just where it was touching it. Then I just got it in there sideways, just so if it did fall down there, you can pick it up. But it didn't turn out to be no big deal. Just didn't even take probably 10 minutes maybe. Get it in there and get it took out. So now I'll come over here and get this. Oh, where is it? Over here. Come over here and get this on there, and I'll let y'all know how I go about doing that and tell you about how difficult it is. A lot of people say it's the worst part of putting it actually on the truck. So we'll see here. All right, guys. So everybody makes a big deal about how hard it is to get them bolts, and you can lay right here and get this arm on this side and that arm on this side, and you can really tighten those bolts up at the same time. Like it's not that bad. Some people get under use extensions. Really, just lay right here, and you can reach it from this side with your right arm and that side with your left hand, and it's pretty easy. Really, the worst part is the Brillo pad. You know, I laid my chest right here and put my right arm in there kind of backwards, and that's how I cleaned up the freeze plug hole. This is what I'm going to use just to run the bolts up. You don't need to. The regular wrench will get in there. I figure this will be a little faster. And then for the final, you know, getting them tight, I'll put a 18 millimeter longer wrench on there to get them tight. All right, guys, so all we have left to do now is put these clamps on, drop the bolt. I haven't got this tight yet, but really everybody talks about how bad this is. I did think about this. The only difference maybe that I have, when I did my head gasket, I went ahead and tore all the insulation out. So I might make it a little easier for me, but between knocking the plug out and putting this on, putting the back piece on, and getting the hose on, this is max a 35, 45 minute job. I mean, there's nothing to it really. I don't know that, you know, the installation might make it a little bit harder, but other than that, this is a pretty simple job. A little bit of a pain in the neck to get that plug out and make sure you don't drop it in the block. That's the worst part. Just making sure that freeze plug doesn't get inside your motor, you know, where you'd have to pull the transmission or just take a long time fishing it back up out of there because there's not much you can do with the transmission in there. But I'm gonna get these tightened up and put these on. One goes right here and the other one goes right there. Right there. So I'll get those on there and then okay guys, I want to jump on here one last time real quick. This is a 6 millimeter and this is a 3 millimeter for your Allen keys on this. The bolts on the back of that to hold the thermostat housing on is a 18 millimeter, and these right here, the fittings, are 1 inch. All right guys, the last thing to do is just tighten this fitting up here. The only thing I had to do on these, I had to spray a little WD-40 in there. I just ran a tap down through there, clean those up a little bit. I had one seat, the one I did fine, and one I couldn't get very far in there, so I had to put a tap through it. No big deal.